Peace and blessings to everybody out there. Welcome back to the Fake Woke Podcast. This is your boy Bobby VILN. I'm back with another video. Third video in 2 days. That's like a fucking a record for me. Right now I'm going back to the crib because I left some stuff that I need for work. So I got more than enough time to make this video. So I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna tap in. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna dive into this subject right here. Little Mama was on a Instagram live call with RZA Islam. Now, for the people that don't know, RZA Islam is part of the NOI. He's part of the Fruit of Islam, the Nation of Islam. And you know, he's been out here talking about the jab, the sheen, the experimental medicine that they want you to take so badly, that they advocating for so badly. He's against that. He's also been talking about for a bit. He's been talking about what we call pedophilia. What society has been trying to normalize for quite some time. They've been trying to normalize pedophilia. For the most part, from what I've been reading, what I've came to understand is that they're trying to add the P to the alphabets. When I mean alphabets, I'm talking about the LGBTQ community. They're trying to add the P, the pedophiles. Not necessarily all of LGBTQ are okay with them joining the party, so to speak. But Little Mama was on Instagram Live with RZA Islam talking about children's sex changes, which I spoke about in Sodom and Gomorrah. They was talking about children's sex changes and how children should have some type of age cap on, or age limit on, going through the transitioning process of converting yourself from either a boy to a girl or a girl to a boy. And regardless of the background of regardless of the background of what's going on right now and how they are pushing and promoting the process of transitioning for children, you have to understand that this is not normal. It's not normal. And the reason why I say it's not normal, because you could go and speak to an adult that has transitioned, and they will sit there and they will tell you, when referring to their hormone blockers, to their estrogen jabs, to their testosterone jabs or shots, whatever you want to call them. I'm gonna call them the jab. They sit there and they refer to these substances as medicine. Now, we all know what medicine is for. Medicine is for to either cure a disease or illness, or suppress a disease or illness. Let that one sit in. Let that one sit in. They refer to their hormone blockers, to the estrogen jabs, they refer to the testosterone jabs as medicine. So what is medicine, ladies and gentlemen? Medicine are substances that will help either cure a disease / illness or suppress a disease / illness. this is how, and this is how they view the hormones that they take, or the hormone blockers that they take. So with that being said, if adults is viewing these hormone blockers in this light, why are you trying to force the transitioning process on little kids? You want to know why? Because I said this in Sodom and Gomorrah before. The government wants to raise your children. They don't want you to raise your children. They don't want you to raise your children. And that's why that's how I feel about the situation. And I think little mama understands that. I think little mama understands that. And yeah, like, it's cool that RZA is speaking about the whole situation. But when it comes in terms of pedophilia, or whatever the case may be, Elijah Muhammad was taking parts in sleeping with underage little girls, but I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna leave that one alone, because I've already touched that before in my Malcolm X video. But that's where it's going. The government, the corporation do not want you to. They don't want you to raise your own children no more. It's got to the point to where they feel like they can do a better job of raising your children, and that's why, like, and they're trying to make the transitioning process normal and more susceptible and more understanding amongst the ordinary people, or shall I say, the quote-unquote heterosexuals. And this is how they're trying to do it. They're putting a lot of soy in the foods, in the candies, all types of stuff. Soy produces, if not cultivated right, it produces phytoestrogens. Phytoestrogen cannot be broken down and discarded by the body. It cannot be fully broken down by the body, because again, it's a phytoestrogen. It's a fake estrogen. Then you got atrazine, which University of Berkeley professor, I forgot his name, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, spoke about him, touched on his research on amphibians and how he used atrazine to turn male frogs into female frogs. And they were putting atrazine on all of the produce, and if I'm not mistaken, they was putting it on a lot of the corn. And everybody knows corn is a genetically modified food that we all consume on a daily basis. A lot of people do consume a lot of corn on a daily basis. So when it comes straight down to it, when these kids tell you, I felt this way since birth type shit, they can actually back that shit up, because they're putting these fucking hormones in the food that targets your thymus gland. Your thymus gland is the main component of producing your hormones, ladies and gentlemen. It's the main component of producing your hormones. So it's just, that's what atrazine attacks. That's what soy, westernized soy, being cultivated. Again, soy is another highly genetically modified food next to corn. And when you cultivate soy in the wrong manner, it starts to produce phytoestrogens that attack the thymus gland. And this is why these kids can sit there and say that they felt this way for so long, because you got soy in the fucking baby formula. They shooting your wife or your partner up with either like I said, estrogen jabs or testosterone jabs. Estrogen jabs can affect the fetus while your wife is pregnant. Testosterone jabs can could affect the fetus. And this is why your girl's coming out coming out masculine and your boy's coming out more feminine. And you can look this shit up. And they said the same thing. This is stuff that I did not want to touch on in the last video, but apparently I got to touch on it. It's all a game. It's all a game. You see the agenda that's being pushed. You saw what's his name, because the Shade Room posted it, or was it Baller Alert that posted it? You saw Lil Pump walking around here with freshly manicured nails. You got Lil Nas X, even though it was fake, but they was throwing titties on him. It got to the point to where they're not hiding the agenda no more, and that it's in plain sight. That's just what it is. And now they're coming for the kids because the kids are easier to cultivate and their minds are easier to mold than it is an adult. It's easier to attack the kids. And you still got some people out here that will sit there and tell you they'll sit there and tell you that you're part of the problem because you're not quote unquote progressive. Well, look at where your progressive look where your progressive woke bullshit has gotten us. China's sitting there licking their chops, Russia licking their chops. They about to fuck us up. All because, and China sat there and said your woke culture is digging you in the fucking ditch. That's just what it is. But besides that, thank you for tapping into the Fake Woke Podcast. I truly appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. Besides that, Little Mama is right. And Little Mama is right. It should be an age limit on when you can transition. You got an age limit on smoking weed. You got an age limit on drinking. You got an age limit on everything else. Why not have an age limit on transitioning? You got to be 21 or older before you transition. But they don't want that. They want kids to be hypersexualized. Like from fucking, even in high school, I noticed that there were certain girls in high school that was more developed than the next ones, and they was fucking with dudes that was in college. They was fucking with hood niggas that was just running the streets that were older than them, 5-6 years older than them. And the hypersexualization of the child has been running rampant for quite some time now. That's just what it is.